All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Aye, no, aye.
Try you, I'll watch all ahead of that. Get somebody able
5:45, 5:45 to 6, and one deal.
I'll install them back through, so.
Okay,
Yeah, that's, looks like I haven't
I
watched.
walked it, actually over there. You mean the trail that goes there, it goes to, Winding Brook?
Yeah.
People still walk, yeah, people still, actually, there was,
Is there a dirt road in there?
used to be.
Used to be.
Yeah, and it still is.
Yeah, go there. You can walk it.
It's wide enough for a four-wheeler, and actually more. You get out in the sand pit and through there, it's really clear sailing.
But where it enters from Sullivan is on the north side of the brook. It comes out on the south side, am I right?
See, when you don't cross the brook here at all, I did to where you start and it's all of you can keep free walk and
So you don't have to cross.
Nope.
All right. I have one.
If you go to the right and towards the school, but if you head right towards
I think that's gonna change when the right of way that we have is going to go down our right of way by the pump station
Right.
across the brook.
then,
It will
yeah.
change.
Well, for sure.
It'll go around the backside of that gray house that's there.
Yep.
We got that set up for 23rd.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay,
Looking forward to it.
number 10, discussion annual tree lighting. We talked about that very brief, and we all felt, and if we feel differently, and if things, we obviously with COVID, still feel that we should definitely have something, we all did feel that way.
Yep.
We just gotta, I get together with John Canoza, just make a call, or there's a couple other guys that we can talk to, that Bob knows too, that's on one of our boards, that we can talk to, and to see how to play that out. Have you ready for this yet?
As far as what's it have to do with safety?
Besides social distance, wearing a mask, and
Outside?
What do you do it?
what they normally do at the Peru gazebo, they do a tree lighting ceremony. Fire station comes across, everyone gathers, obviously we won't gather like we normally do. But, gather in some form, and they light the tree,
I would,
using music and,
yeah, I would just get an opinion from the health department. as to
Santa Claus?
What kind of parameters they want, maybe if they want things roped off, certain sections where you can, how you can congregate or get people together, but definitely get something in writing from the health department, what they recommend. what they want you to do.
no, there's gonna be no inside after, like no church thing, that wasn't even considered. The Santa Claus on the fire truck, yes, as far as, that's, but we definitely still would like to have something, even if it's scaled back a little bit.
And I think if people are outside in masks and keeping a distance, I think you're fairly safe doing that, but again, let the health department figure it out. Things seem to change every couple days with different guys, so the closer you get, I would just stay in touch with them and make sure.
Yeah, it's really tough there, we've got limited parking and everything.
So we will keep working on this, and like I said, I get a hold of John. Bob, what's the guy's name, the other guy that's on our board here for?
Ryan Davies.
Yeah, Ryan Davies, we can get a hold of him too, to verify what they would suggest. I mean, as we all know, this can change by the day.
And it's too bad we couldn't do it somewhere down in Hayworth Village, down in that field. There's a lot more room down there, that gazebo is so rounded and tight.
Yeah, but there's no.
And there's no
Yeah,
tree.
there's no power, yeah, there's a lot of no names. The other thing is, what date are we looking at? Are we looking at the Black Friday, or are we looking at the Friday after?
The first Friday of December 4th.
That's what I thought. Okay. So it'd be December 4th.
Diana's gonna make cookies, right?
No, that's for the walking trail. You're gonna probably miss out on that.
I expect for me, the rest of you guys can do it yourself.
And usually we do it at 7, I believe, 7 p.m.
I think so.
What was the date again?
December 4th. Usually at 7 p.m. and I believe at 6:45 they leave the fire station and get over here right around that time.
Is there gonna be a Santa on the truck, or do we pick?
That'd be the fire department, but I would have to say yes, but I would think they would definitely still
Bob,
have that, but
or-
we'd have to make sure.
Bob, her ward can't do it this year?
Yeah, he's not feeling too well.
Okay, so that'd be up to the fire department, you know, I'm sure, well, let's do a talk to
Judy offered her Bob, but she said, I don't know, I
Okay.
don't think so for anybody. Because you can't have anybody sitting on, take pictures or sampling or
Or
whatever.
you just be on the truck, you know, right?
What's that?
You just sit.
Just sit on a truck, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest getting out because then everyone's gonna gather, so that'd be, you know, our opinion into that, if, you know, for sure. Okay. So we will continue talking about this at each meeting and see how it plays out of what we can do. I think it lifts everyone's spirits, but at the same time, we gotta be safe at the same time. So, but we can definitely have more discussion about this continuously. Okay. Number 11, sewer project updates. Courtney said he didn't have anything on it tonight, other than, you know, it's out,
God forbid.
out for bid, and, that's all we had.
I just have one, has anyone, and I should talk to Courtney about this, I have not heard from Scott Allen with AES. So, stuff for the planning board, you know, they have a schedule. Stuff has to be to the office by the 15th of the month to get on the next month's meeting. So if you're looking at November 15th for a December meeting, and so on and so forth. So, you know,
You talking about subdivision?
yeah, for the subdivision, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have not.
Can you get ahold of Courtney tomorrow, Brandy, and have him get on
Well,
that?
I'd say Bob
I'll
already
make a
did.
note of it, and I'll call Scott Allen too, because we gotta
Yeah,
get.
Courtney came into my work today, so said about, asked him about that, and he was gonna get hold of him.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else on that at all, guys? Girls, anyone? Okay, moving along.
Nope, exciting.
Number 12, other business. Rick,
Nope.
Jim,
Good.
Matt,
I'm good,
no,
all set?
okay,
Good.
Bob.
Quickly, Mike and I had a Zoom meeting with Army Corps of Engineers and the engineers for the Orchard View project, and probably 90 minutes or so around there. So I would say there's some productive things. The Army Corps has now outlined, they wanted a time schedule. And so I received a kind of an informal time schedule, so it looks like they'll have stuff for the Army Corps in December, and that they'll come back to the planning board January, February timeframe, but that's, you know, just to give you a small update, but.
I had a question for you, Bob, and I meant to ask you. When you said that they got fined and it went to Ducks Unlimited or wetlands or something?
Yeah,
You said it went to Vermont.
yeah, because it's in the northeast quadrant, I'll tell you, Craig, it's so confusing to follow it and understand it, but yeah,
It just seems like if they disturbed the wetlands in Peru,
Yeah.
the money would come back towards Peru or at least
No,
upstate New York.
it's a program that the federal government has through the Army Corps of Engineers, it's great, I mean, yeah, it's really crazy, but,
All right. as
so
long
yeah,
as-
so that's what's gonna happen,
Well, Vermont needs it anyway.
I guess.
How many issues does the Army Corps have with it now?
Well, yeah, there's a whole host of issues, and there's mainly disturbance of where the road is gonna end up for phase, what's that, phase 3 or 4, I guess, where the road's gonna end up on Maple, is it Maplewood?
Yeah.
Maplewood in Washington Street, and that's where it's gonna, where they showed that it was gonna end up, it's wet in there, and then where they showed the retention basin, which would be the south retention basin, and they said, I can't go there, so they have to change the whole, there's a lot.
So we still got a lot of.
Oh, yeah, there's many things, yeah.
But he's got an open section.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Yeah, the vault's in your court.
yeah, yeah. So the DEC also participated in that meeting, and they had a few comments, but mainly was with the Army Corps and stuff, so.
That's good.
That's all I have.
That's not bad enough, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it, thanks, Mayor.
Dave? Good?
Yeah, I've been by the house this week.
I stay busy, I got on school.
Well, you can come say hello anyways, you know. I always got a cold soda for you.
Call me to chase dogs.
Well, good, not bad.
Got done too, didn't
I was scared for my life.
Yeah.
Yes, and I want to tell you guys, I was on the walking trail, a lady approached me from coming from the other direction and said, hey, there's a loose pit bull at the other end. I tried to bend down and he growled and snarled at me, scared me to death. I don't suggest you go any farther. And I had my daughter's dog with me and her, and I'm like, well, let me couple the DCO. And I called him up and he was there within 5 minutes, and 10 minutes later he had the dog.
Awesome.
And it's a
Just
boxer.
Just get loose or someone let her run?
He lives very close to the trail, and I guess he wanted to go to the dog park, and nobody wanted to take him to him on his own.
You take him, Dave?
No, I knew right where he lived. By the time I got to his house, I knew where he
Took
was.
him home?
Yeah.
Took him home, man.
Yeah.
You can throw an apple across to his house from your house.
Thank you, David.
Great.
Thank you.
John?
I'm good.
Mike?
The only thing we got, that talked to Randy earlier, Friday morning, Friday sometime, going to interview an employee, potential employee. This guy applied the last time. We held off because of the COVID. He was actually the second person on my list, so we're gonna do that and continue into this. I think we gotta get going on this handbook because really don't know what our pay is at this point. I know Courtney sent an email out, we haven't heard back. There's still some spots and gray areas, so I think we need to have a workshop, get that rolling. And then I talked to Pam, I'll get prices for insurance. I have no idea if I offer the job, if he wants the insurance or not. I'm gonna assume he's got 3 kids, probably gonna, so that's where we are, held off. Want to save some money in the budget, this Daryl, and we did that with the virus, didn't really need it, but it's at that point now, we could use the extra body coming in the winter.
That's right. Didn't we're holding off on the workshop for some comments from from Courtney and Mike? Is that-
I believe what we're gonna do, and that's in my other business, just set up a short workshop, get together, put everything together, and then put it in the handbook. So that's on my other business, to me, but
Oh, okay.
no big deal.
Good enough, I won't spoil it for you.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, and to be fair, I hadn't put any comments in on that yet. I read Courtney's, I pretty well agreed with all of Courtney's stuff, but it's been a while since I've looked at it.
Me
I
too.
know there's just a couple of gray areas that,
Well, there's a couple where the,
Can't take
10-hour
your copy.
work days and different things that we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
plug in
yeah.
there that we have adjusted. With that being said, anything else, Mike?
no,
So I have to wait for you two in a second. So what do you guys want to set up? December 2nd, December 3rd, December 8th, December 9th? You guys tell me.
after honesty.
Well,
Right.
you just complain you want it sooner, but then.
I like the way you
throw
think.
that. So, what are we thinking? A Tuesday night or Wednesday night? Or Monday night? We could do it the 7th too, which is a Monday.
We got something Tuesday at 5 p.m.
December 2nd?
Yeah. What do we got going on?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't know, it's on my calendar already.
I got nothing either. Hey, you know what? You might be here like you were the other day by yourself. Then call me and ask me where everyone was.
Normally it's.
I have nothing.
Bruno.
I have nothing at all.
Wasn't by myself.
You were, when you called me, you said you're the only one here. That's why I told it's on Thursday night, not Wednesday, Craig. But anyways, so, well, see, Craig already has something planned for that night.
I was with that little one horn guy.
So you want to do December 2nd or December 7th?
7th would be better than me. I
Okay,
kinda like the second, it's already on my calendar.
take it off. December 2nd, good for everyone though, or no?
Yeah, what time we
No,
talking?
I think you said 7.
7.
December 7th at 6, 5, 6?
It's gonna take some time, we got a lot of ground to cover.
Start at 5 then.
5 o'clock.
All right.
Even if we have to go for a couple hours?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have every department head that wants some change in the handbook.
December
for-
7th at
for
5
review,
o'clock.
And then we can adjust and see where we all agree.
Man.
Okay, so December
Is it
7th
you, Mike?
at
Yep.
7 or 5 o'clock for probably a couple hours.
Make sure Courtney gets,
Yep.
Yeah.
I need a motion and a second to schedule that workshop.
Make it.
Jim Douglas,
Second.
by Rick.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, all five ayes.
Aye, aye, aye.
Okay,
Business going
that's
on.
my other business. Pam?
Just to follow up, Matt had asked, what, a month ago or so, from when Greg Mills was here, about the minutes for the youth meetings to be sent to me, and Greg said he was gonna get them to us.
Okay.
And he has-
Meeting's Thursday, this Thursday.
But for the past meetings too, you wanted to.
Whatever, yeah, whatever's available.
Did you?
we have.
You guys didn't give them to Pam? The ones we sent to you? You want them to
I
come to the secretary?
did. We, I got some from Terry, but it was, when was the last meeting? I wasn't there.
It's easier.
When was the last
just to
meeting,
send it
John?
to
I'll
me
look
and then
and
I'll
see.
disperse them out to the
Okay.
rest.
Oh, I remember.
The last meeting you were
Here's a
there.
complaint.
Well, I would just make sure it goes to you in addition to me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll let Perry know.
Okay.
And what we should do too, just talking to Matt about it, we should include them with the acceptance of the departments in the meetings and stuff, like we do with Bob's,
Okay,
with the minutes. It should be a part of that department thing each month,
okay.
right?
Yeah, if you got it, if you got it, do it, yeah.
Cool. Okay.
John, I just thought I'd say that, are you guys doing that ski program this year?
We're waiting on Whiteface.
Okay. Because it involves busing, right, from here?
No.
No.
It doesn't, okay,
No.
perfect.
No.
Never mind.
They're working on, they're talking about their capacity,
All
so
right, that takes care of my concerns.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a no,
Okay,
but we're still waiting.
all right, thanks.
Diane?
No, everything's fine, thank you. We're doing well.
One other thing, actually, well, two. HR Public Sector is the one who wrote our book, our handbook. So
Yep.
And we told them the last time when they gave us a few things that we needed right at the moment, that we would go back with them
Mm-hmm.
to have them rewrite the whole
Yep.
thing. So we need to make sure we include them
Yep.
after the end.
Yep.
And between Friday and today, we've got all of Mike's equipment was sent to Auctions International, 3 bazillion pictures,
Good.
and we're just waiting on the trailer, right?
Yeah, the trailer, come to find out, is actually the General's, which was probably back in Bob Tibbs' day or so. It's a 1970s, a 9-ton, but we can't find the registration title, so when he gets a free minute, he's thinking maybe it's over at the water sewer trap
Right?
somewhere. I tore everything apart, Diane looked here, worst comes to worst, we can sell it as a homemade, in that way. Courtney definitely wants to sell it, but we gotta have some paper.
Why couldn't we get a new title or?
I don't know.
You can apply for a loss registration.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it takes a
Wouldn't
little
it go
while.
for more money if it wasn't a handmade, quote, unquote, handmade trailer?
Yeah, I would think so.
What they will do, I got one, what they'll do is they'll look, see if there's anything, if it was stolen, if there's any liens on it, and if not, they will give you a new VIN number, and we'll have to put that on that trailer, that's all.
What is it worth, like, seeing it in the 70s? Any quote?
Probably not a lot, to be honest with you.
Okay.
It's only 9 tons, so you can't. I guess they used to move the bulldozer and their backhoe way back, which back then, you know, the backhoes were a little smaller probably. But man, I wouldn't want to do it now, but.
Is it good for a four-wheeler?
We moved for years, we moved paper. I'm not quite sure what paper is, but that was for all of that, so. But it's still in good shape, it's just, you know, somebody small that just has something small, you know, it works fine.
Fine, you can use it in the farming or
Anything else, Pam?
How many round bales can you put on it?
No,
Sure.
Pam, We all set on this emergency plan with Mike, where are we at with that?
We've got.
It's gotta be all written out at some point, right?
Yeah, it's not, I mean, Mike and Courtney should attend, but it's with all of you guys, so. And I was supposed to email everybody, but it's, I know how you guys are in emails, that you're gonna get it on your phone or your computer, so I'm probably better off, excuse me, printing it out and sending you the stuff that way.
I'm fine.
Yep.
You have
You
a lot,
gotta set a date for that too.
you have a lot more to do, get done before it's complete?
Yeah, I hate to use that
There's
word
nothing
workshop
done on it
again.
right now. There's the one that I did up for
Yeah.
reopening, which we can kind of mirror that a little bit, so. I mean, I'm changing all of the,
Totally understand.
you know, the
Yep.
particulars as far as the town, blah, 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 but.
Good.
So do we wanna set a workshop up for another one for that one tonight too? While we're
Or
on
do
the
we
roll?
wanna wait for January? It's
What?
gotta be done by February 5th.
So, let's just set a date,
Push that into January.
Can we talk about it when we're walking on the trail?
set a date. Like a mid-January, or beginning January, end of January?
I'm trying to multitask.
My book doesn't even go that far.
I got. January, wanna go beginning or middle or end? What do you guys thinking?
You know,
The beginning,
I like the beginning.
This, what?
First week of January.
So January 4th, we don't have a meeting, it's a Monday,
Good.
January 4th. 6 o'clock?
good.
We got
Yeah, I need a motion and a second for that workshop.
Make it.
Jim Douglas made a motion,
I'll second.
second by Mel. So January 4th, 6 o'clock here. All in favor? Aye.
You guys are earning your money.
No more workshop.
But 5 o'clock?
6 o'clock, that one is. That one won't be as long as the other one, I believe. The handbook will be a long one. Okay. Anything else before it goes? Anyone else on the business? Gone. Okay, number 13, discussion, public comments on agenda items only.
When is that public hearing on the budget?
Public hearing on the budget is the
Monday night,
16th.
the 16th.
At 6 p.m.
16th, 6 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, and I take it the trail discussions on the, going to Lappin's Mills? The trail grant, is that from,
The
We're
trail
looking-
grant.
We're looking,
Jones's
we're gonna
office.
look, we can change it up. We're gonna look at Lappin's Mills, or we can look at the, end of Winebrook to Sylvan Park.
okay,
Yeah. But we're gonna
look at both.
look, the only thing with Lappin's Mills, John, that we're gonna run into is a lot of money for the bridge to go across. That's where they'll chew up the whole grant, so that's why we're gonna leave our options open.
Brady, when I stepped out to talk to Mark, I know you guys were talking about the Latin Mills, so I missed. Is everyone aware, and I thought I might have sent it to you guys, the deeds that involve the property that's for sale down there?
Yes.
Because they have, the town has a clear right-of-way.
Right-of-way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I wasn't aware.
Yes, you did.
But I have,
On the north side of the river, or, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The north side.
Yep.
Food,
This.
food management.
So, but that's where we are on that, John, to see how far we can stretch it for the grant money.
Right, okay. And the hearing, again, the time of the public hearing was what time?
6 o'clock on November 16th.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Anyone? Okay, need a motion and a second to pay the bills for a resolution. Jim Douglas?
I'll second.
Mel? Diane?
Resolution authorizing the post-audit payment of certain claims, bills, and invoices of the town. Whereas the town board has reviewed and audited the following claims, bills, and invoices for services rendered and goods provided to the town in October and November 2020 from the town approved vouchers in November 2020, 202001171 through and including 202001197, abstract dated November 6, 2020. for the dollar amount totaling $30,103.89. Of that, $12,252.86 was wired, credit cards, and prepaid, and $17,551.03 is remaining to be paid. Whereas the town board finds said claims, bills, and invoices to be acceptable in form and reasonable amount. Now therefore be it resolved that payment of the aforementioned claims, bills, and invoices is approved, and the supervisor be and hereby is authorized to make such payment, and be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. No,
Second.
Rick made it, Craig second. All in favor? Aye. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Want to thank everyone for coming tonight.
You're welcome.
What's going on, man?
Thank you.
Roll call, Diane.
Mr. Barber?
Here.
Mr. Douglas?
Here.
Mr. Bruno?
Here.
Mr. Irwin?
Here.
Mr. McDonald?
Here.
Our attorney, Mr. Favreau, zoning officer, Mr. Bueno, dog patrol officer, Mr. Gillette, highway superintendent, Mr. Farrell, youth director, Mr. Flynn, secretary to the board, Pamela Barber, John Ryan, Lukasek.
Yeah. Courtney said he's gonna not make the meeting tonight. It's Donna's 4th birthday, and there's not much on the agenda for him, so he's good.
That's good.
Now, sitting in that room, not.
I just got to say, if I get a contact.
No, it hasn't
Did
come.
he get a permit for that yet?
Huh?
Did he get a permit for his papers and his hot?
You didn't need it for the paper.
I know where the hell we're at.
Double check.
Okay. I need a motion in a second.
Make the motion. Second it.
Okay, to
We know what it's for.
Okay, so you got a motion in a second to approve all the departments, water, sewer, Velcor, highway, town clerk, dog control, youth department, code zoning, supervisor report, court, website, JCO, and banking. Add a motion in a second.
I'll make that motion.
No, I already have it.
We already did.
They want right after that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All 5 ayes. Okay, number 5, I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of October 26th.
I'll make that. Second.
Craig made the motion, Jim Douglas second. Any discussion? Good, Diane, thank you, like always. All in favor?
Aye.
5 ayes. Good. Okay, now I need a motion and a second to approve the public hearing of 2021 public, preliminary budget of November 25th.
November 5th?
What did I say?
November 25th.
Yep, it's November 5th.
I'll make the motion.
Ricky made the motion,
Second.
second by Jim Douglas. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Number 6, community input.
Actually, Mark, the consenter will be filling us in on number 8 on the agenda.
Okay. Do you want to just wait till number 8?
Yeah.
We got that pretty fast. Or do you want to say stuff before, anything different? No? Good. Anything else? Anyone? Okay. Going down. Number 7. Need a motion and a second to order calling for a public hearing for the sewer project. Number 7.
We need a date?
It's in, yeah, November
It's in there.
23rd.
It's in the resolution.
23rd at 5:40.
45.
I'll make the motion.
Craig made the motion.
Second.
Now second. Resolution, Diane, please.
In the matter of construction of and improvements to the town of Peru Sewer District Number 1 and to provide funds to defray the cost thereof, $5,404,024 of the general obligation serial bonds of the town of Peru shall be issued pursuant to the provisions of the New York local finance law, and further authorizing the town to submit applications to the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation and other agencies for grant funding and financial assistance in connection therewith. Whereas the town of Peru Town Board, Clinton County, New York, previously requested AES Northeast duly licensed engineers in the state of New York engineers to prepare a preliminary map plan and report as amended for the increase and improvement to the town of the Peru Sewer District Number 1 and pursuant to the town's direction. The engineers have completed and filed with the town board such preliminary map plan and report as amended and have estimated that the maximum cost thereof has increased to $5,404,024. Now therefore be it ordered that a special meeting of the town of Peru Town Board to be held in the meeting of the town of Peru Town Hall Building, 3036 Main Street, Town of Peru, New York, Clinton County, on the 23rd day of November 2020 at 5:45 p.m. to consider said increase and improvement of facilities in the Town of Peru Sewer District Number 1, and to hear all persons interested in the subject thereof concerning the same and for such other action on the part of the town board with relation thereto as may be required by law. And it is further ordered that the town clerk publish at least once in the town of Peru's official newspaper, the Press and Public, and post on the signboard of the town maintained pursuant to Town Law 30-6, a copy of this order certified by the town clerk. The first publication thereof and posting be not less than 10 days nor more than 20 days before the date of such public hearing. Town of Board of the Town of Peru, Randy McDonald, James Douglas, Melvin Irwin, Richard Barber, and Craig Dorno.
Any discussion?
Roll call?
Roll call. I don't know if it's
Well, we're sort of turning it into it's just, this is set up different than,
Yeah.
it's set up different. Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Yes.
Thank you.
Matt,
Thank
do
you,
we have to
Diane.
have this signed by each one of them?
Sorry?
Do we have to have this signed by each one of them?
Yes.
We're not responsible for any of the money if we sign it, are we?
We're all.
Personally.
First page.
Number 8, discussion updating Telegraph Road, 3-sided box culvert. Mike?
I got Mark D'Agresti from Engineering Ventures. We started this project, as you know, back in 2017 with Jeff Swayzer in the same office. And culverts have continually gotten worse. So I had Mark pick up where Jeff left off. We did look at another version, that's with the multi-plate, that's why he's here tonight. Big difference is the length, with lifespan. And he's here to just quickly give you a description. A versus B of the 3-sided versus the multi-plate. And then point in the direction, that way we're not spending, keeping here and fees go one way and then turn around and change their mind. So I'll turn it over to Mark.
So Mike had us look at this contact, the multi-plate aluminum structural culverts, as opposed to getting a precast 3-sided culvert. Similar to what we just did at Hatton Road, this is a little bit on a larger scale. But there's actually 2 culverts at this intersection. So, Contact came back with some prices at the same point that we were getting prices from Camp Precast. And on the surface, the Contact aluminum, they come back a lot lower for the structure costs. Mike asked us to look at this, and there's a couple other factors that are involved with this. Yes, the cost of the structure is lower, but there are more site elements involved with it. There's more footings, there's footing work that has to be done, footing design, frost wall design, and wing walls. None of this stuff is included in their price that they gave us. And with Camp Precast, it's kind of, if you're familiar with the Patton Road, how quickly that went in, how it's just that there's a lot more ease of, I want to say, ease of construction with it. They deliver it to the job site, they offload it, it's offloaded in pieces as opposed to people installing it and fabricating it on the site. So all these things, I tried to break down kind of what the costs that are provided by Camp with their culvert, and then kind of do the same rundown with what we would have to do if we were installing the aluminum structural plate culverts from Contact. And on the letter that I wrote, I kind of have a summary page for the main culvert, and then there's one that's 160 feet down from the main culvert. Like I said, there's two there. And for the main culvert, which is 180 feet long, and currently it's a 10-foot diameter culvert, we're looking to put a 15-foot wide by 5-foot 9-inch three-sided box there. So the Camp came with a price of $390,000 for that, and Contact came with a price of $113,000. But when you start adding in the additional site work, in our opinion, comes in about $140,000 less. So when you do the math, do the trade-off, you get the concrete three-sided structure is about 125% more in cost total project. Something to think about with this, and this is what Mark was talking about, the lifespan of this. Contact in the brochures, like say 75 years is their lifespan for this. I think under perfect conditions it probably is. You know, we're getting a lot more extreme weather, we're getting a lot more extreme temperatures, and there's human factors involved with the site construction of this. All that, in our opinion, lessens the lifespan. I think that 75-year lifespan is on the high end of this. Whereas I think we know that concrete, I think there's a little more guarantee with lifespans on this. I don't, for exact numbers, I know we're probably over 100 years with it. I don't anticipate these culverts would have to be replaced. Yeah. Yeah. But I think everyone's.
No, I'm on the board.
So that's the main culvert. That is the one that's 180 feet long. We're replacing a 10-foot diameter. Essentially, that's the really large one. Like I said, that comes in about 25% higher. There is a smaller culvert that's 160 feet down, or south of that basically just drains a small wetland area on the one side of Telegraph Road. And that currently is a 6-foot wide culvert, a 6-foot diameter culvert. And we want to replace that with we actually just want to make that a 6-foot wide box with an 8.5-foot with berry, so we would actually have a 4.5-foot clear opening. And when you look at the costs associated, the same exercise, the costs associated with what Contact came in, this one comes in about 2% higher. So this one's pretty much an even, in our opinion, is an even trade-off with price. With the structure, and like we said, it's kind of comes down to the lifespan on that one as well. And for that one, I think it's a lot more clear. Three-sided boxes is the right solution for that one. Like I said, the main one is there's a cost increase of 25%, but there's a trade-off with the lifespan. And these are also our opinion of numbers too, and someone might come back with something different. There could be more costs associated. There are less knowns with using the aluminum structural plate as opposed to using the Camp Precast.
Right.
So there's more potential for the price to vary.
Now, on your cost of additional site work, that's labor, material, everything, it's just not.
Yes, in our opinion, yeah, I know I wrote down, really just the labor for like offloading it, that was the, just wanted to kind of say that offloading it, camp comes there, they'll probably put it in 2 days or something, you know, once the hole's dug and everything. With the aluminum structural plate, someone's gonna have to fabricate that as well on site, they're gonna have to pour around it, and, it's just, so I think I said just for the labor costs associated with that, you know, you're kind of at 7 days, you know, maybe 10 days out. You know, the camp, they said on there, it's a 2-day, they provide people out there for 2 days, to oversight that. And yeah, so the other costs on there are kind of the labor, all overseen.
Now, plate arts, is that just all bolted together?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Well, Mike, you're in a bind.
Just to be sure, Mike, we're talking 2 culverts near the intersection, we still are, the bridge is a separate.
Yeah, that's, the bridge is a whole separate
So
deal.
we've gone from 1 culvert to now we're talking 2 culverts, right?
Yeah, no, well, we were 2 originally anyway, but this was, you know, the big one. The one that's just up the road south of there is actually that, you've been down there. Originally, that stream crossed Sullivan, and then it took a 45 and went under Telegraph. So there was actually 2 separate culverts. When they put the new one in, when it blew out, they left that 6-footer in for an overflow. And there is kind of a swampy area that drains the south side of Sullivan, so they left, but it's time it's come. I mean, it's old, so we're good. You know, we're gonna do one, we wanna get the other one while we're at it.
When you start looking at the plan, you're looking at the excavation back, what it's gonna take to do the main culvert there, you're already getting into.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost right there. It makes sense to do them at the same time.
You might get a better price on it too, because they're already mobilized in the area.
Sure.
Yeah, they're
Now, the county is only gonna take over the bridge.
bridge.
Now, originally, we had talked about that culvert could not go across,
No, they won't want it, they rejected that. That was my first idea, to go back,
Yeah.
and that was the DEC.
But the second culvert is draining out wetlands on the other side of the road.
Yes.
Where do we go from here, Mike?
Well, I'm just trying to get a feel which way you want me to go, because I don't want to pay engineering fees for one and then we change our mind.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you guys, I'm definitely leaning towards the concrete. I know the aluminum is a little cheaper, but again, it's a new product, and I hate being the guinea pig on a new product.
How new was it?
As far as, I mean, CMP pipe is, as far as the actual pipe, you know, they've been around for a while, but these arches, they're fairly new. I want to say, I don't know an exact number. You know, I think they're being used more in the county, from what I've heard. I don't know if they're looking at the same level of thinking about the replacement, thinking about the lifespan of it, and everything.
Right?
I mean, Contact does make okay products, used Contact products, but, like I said, just looking at the lifespan between the two, I think is just, it's more known with a concrete structure.
Certainly stable, but now, have you seen any of these around, Mark, the aluminum ones?
I can't name off the top of my head where one would be, but I know I have seen them used before. But I just can't.
Yeah, no, that's all right, I was just wondering how long ago they were put in, and how they're holding up.
Yeah, how the maintenance is on.
And I think another way you gotta look at it is, you know, roughly 125,000, you divide that by the 25, minimum 25 years longer. I think, you know, it's a no-brainer to me, but I just, before I continue to spend money on engineering, just get a feel which way we wanna go. I know we discussed the same thing for the Baton Road, and that was deciding factor was, you know, the lifespan for the concrete. But obviously, this is a lot bigger project.
Definitely.
Does the site work on the concrete include crane work
For Camp Creek,
for setting the culvert?
All the footings are all precast.
Yeah, everything's precast, but I do believe the contractor has to have the crane, they are responsible for crane
Crane, yeah.
with that, so that, but Camp will bring it to the site and,
I mean, you're probably talking a crane for both installations.
oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. Just because of the reach, and those are big pieces.
Another piece to think about this, when we did the, you know, we're talking different geometries, so we're talking a three-sided box. You have, it's just a rectangle, or an arch where you have, you know, you're losing a little bit of square foot area as you get higher. So where we need a 15-foot wide three-sided box, this aluminum arch is going to be an 18-foot wide. You're getting into more excavation there than you would with doing, because you're going down to the same elevation. You're just at a wider,
Because of the area you lose in the arch.
yeah. So,
I think for the 30 years or what's no longer that it was last at 143,000. It's just that I was just a little, when, you know, they asked about $304,000 for site work. I mean, is that pretty firm, or, you know, you want to have another $40,000 or $50,000, $100,000 added to
I mean,
that?
there is, like you said, it could be more because of more construction, it could be, but I don't know how much it is.
but you're talking about with the actual camp one where we say the 304,000
Right.
associated with that. Again, that is our opinion. We are,
I know.
try to say we're not estimators with this, and
Right.
with things that change. To give you, I believe, with the Patton Road, that's a very similar ratio
Yeah.
as to what the site cost came in with that compared to the cost of the culvert through that.
Was there any hidden costs there, Mike? I mean, was there a lot more cost
What's that?
added? Was there a lot more cost added to the construction?
No.
I mean, when you think about, like I said, it's one structure. I mean, yeah, they're gonna go out and do, I actually think the Patton, did they come in with all, everything came in, they just came in pieces?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, we unloaded it.
Everything came in, you didn't have to pour with your finger, you didn't
No,
have to.
no pouring. The only thing, the only pouring was the grout came down.
The only thing I will say with this, Mike, is when Lux came in, I was up there when they set those.
Yeah.
They had, and it was short, it was just across the road. They had their crane there for that day, which was no big deal. With this being 180 feet long, they're gonna take both cranes to do this.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt.
So there's gonna be more cost.
You're talking a lot bigger hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this also will qualify, but there's no guarantee you're gonna get it for the bridge in Culver, New York. Same as the bridge, up to, I think, $1 million. But there's, as we know, there's politics involved with that. They can say what they want, but that's, you see that list when it comes out and where it goes.
Yeah.
Do you know how they charge out for a crane? Is it by the hour, by the day, or do you have any idea?
I think how we did it, I think that was all included in the deluxe price,
Generally by the hour.
so.
I think they do it by the hour.
Yeah, it depends on the size of the crane, obviously. I mean, if you have to use
Yeah.
it.
Oh, 125 ton.
But that, the kind for Lux up there was all figured in the price. I didn't have an extra bill for that.
Yep.
It's all gonna depend on who gets the bid,
Right.
but that price should be all figured in,
Absolutely.
in your bid.
Right. Yeah.
How soon for something like this to go out to bid and stuff like that, how long will it take?
What was the
How long would it take if you, say we decide, how long would it take to go out to bid and,
for us to get plans together? I mean, Jeff Zwigger had actually gotten pretty far with that because we had to go to the New York State. You know, we were at kind of concept at that point. a lot of the information's there. We're meeting for wetlands. We need to, because it's 3 years before, we need to have the wetlands remarked. So we waiting for the original surveyor to get going out, and the DEC went out and remarked them. I'm not expecting much to change with that over, so I think I want to be, knowing our schedule for this, knowing,
Exactly.
I think potentially December with this. It really depends on what your time frame would be. We could definitely make, we got Patton Road out pretty quick, I remember.
Yeah, you did.
And there was a time crunch with that because we were up against the end of the season.
Yeah,
This,
a high traffic area too.
so, yeah. I had never been up there before.
How are we looking, Mike, as far as the culvert standing up for a while?
Well, that's, I tried, way back in 17, tried to bend Peter down on an estimate. You know how that is, they didn't put a name on it. That time, they were talking 5 years, so that would put it 2022 or somewhere near, so, obviously they're not getting any better if you go across them. As far as regular traffic, I think we're all right, but it's with the log trucks, it's the farm trucks. That's what I'm nervous about is what happened, when the floods up in Patton Road. Pete was actually with me when that started to go. We were down checking the roads. And we came up and we put home down. Pete helped me. And the car went right around it. And that car went over it and that road dropped. It was gone. 60 feet by, 3.5 foot of water. So you don't know.
Yeah.
So the school buses, and that's what I really worry about. Not that I don't worry about cars.
Right.
I'd rather err on the side of safety, I guess. I know it's gonna hurt, it's expensive, and I know we got a lot of these after this same scenario. Because they were all put in at the same time. But this is definitely, right now, what I've seen are the worst ones.
Would you guys apply for the grants to see if we have a chance to get any of that stuff, Mark, or is that something that we don't?
I think that process is already, with the grant.
Yeah, there's nothing right now,
Nothing right now.
Yeah, but maybe President Biden will take care of
yeah,
that.
and not to be smart, because you got a new president gonna be coming in. So I think there's gonna be money for states. I think infrastructure is big, doesn't really matter who's president. I think you gotta have money, so. But I think, Biden, I think it'll help a little better.
I think concrete's the way to go, even though it's more expensive. My opinion.
Yeah.
I do this because of the unknowns, and it's gonna, you have a good idea of the lifespan of it.
That's the biggest thing I'm trying, I guess, where I'm trying to stress to is the unknown. The number of unknowns just decreases.
Doesn't weigh out. Doesn't weigh it out. So that'd be the way this board would want to proceed. Right?
I give Mike permission to go ahead and look at the concrete structure and go forward.
Agreed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get that working. There goes your budget, Mike.
And you look a lot like Ruben.
This is double line for mine.
They got the same hairdo going on, you guys.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Don't feel like you have to
Yeah,
go
you're
over.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell Caleb we said hello.
All right.
Okay. 70.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, number 9, discussion, setting up a date, workshop date for the trail grants. When is good for everybody? We got a meeting the 16th, we got a meeting the 23rd. Me and Mike are gonna have a meeting with another town, one of the dates coming up, but we don't know, so we could plan this one around that one.
Did any of you two get back to Sandy on dates or no?
Well, we did. We were set for the 16th before our meeting, our other meeting, and then Sandy had jury trial, so we got to set up another one now. That just came
Same,
up.
got the same driver loading shop.
Yeah, that just came up, so Mike just told me tonight that we gotta set another date with her now. So we will, so what are you all thinking? Thinking November, we thinking beginning of December? This is a extension, so. They say 30 days or 60 on this one, Count.
You didn't say, I just asked for an extension
Yeah.
and you didn't give us any.
Yeah, just said, yeah, we're good. So we're at the 9th right now. I would say either the 23rd of November, or no, I'm sorry, 24th of November, or December 2nd. What do you guys think? Or December
Either one
1st?
works for me.
Yep, either one.
Either one is fine with me. Now, you wanna walk it again, and you guys have walked it, ain't you, get some kind of.
Yeah, I think, probably a good idea to walk it before we have that.
So why don't we do this? Let's go sooner then, because of the weather, we don't know. So let's go the 24th of November, and if you guys want to meet before our meeting, for like half an hour or something, an hour, what are you guys thinking?
I'd like to walk down there.
What time are we talking on the 24th?
We could do whatever time. You want to do?
Well, if we're gonna walk it, we don't wanna be walking after
It's gonna be
4
dark.
o'clock.
Yeah.
You want to meet at 3 o'clock and have our meeting here at 4 o'clock?
That's good, man.
Yeah, meet at
Sounds
3.
good to me.
Hot chocolate, candy, hot chocolate, candy.
November 24th
But I'd like to do.
at 3 o'clock. We will meet here and then, or just meet out
You
there.
guys retired?
Where do you guys want to meet?
Somebody bring a first aid kit.
You met at the trail,
Meet at the trail?
Which end?
Yeah, probably.
right here.
Meet
Right on, Dashna Road.
Dashna Road?
Yeah. That takes you
Yeah.
right to the heart of it.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, you got, maybe we'll meet with something.
So basically, we meet on the curb. That one curve in this
That
park.
road goes right in there.
We'll park there. So November 23rd at 3 p.m. Meet there. We're
23rd?
gonna have a workshop here.
24.
Just bring your rifle, just bring your rifle.
24th. Or another option instead of having two meetings. Do you want to have the 23rd, have a walkthrough at 3 o'clock, go home and grab food, and then come back, no, come back here at 5 o'clock to 6 for a workshop, and then go into our town board meeting? Or is that too much in one day?
No, that's not too much.
Because that way we're not stretching 2 days.
Right.
Okay, that sound good? Okay, so let's go to the 23rd, Monday the 23rd, 3 p.m., Dashna Road on the curve there where the trail goes in, we can park, walk it for half an hour, 45 minutes, come back here for 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock for a workshop for it, and then we go into our regular board meeting at 6. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, so I need a motion and a second to, more or less for the workshop, not the walkthrough, but the workshop.
I'll make a motion.
And then at 5:45, we've got the public.
3 o'clock, right?
Public hearing?
The meeting.
Public hearing for
The public hearing for the,
Walkthrough is.
the 202B.
202B, that's at 5:45
Okay.
that night.
So what we do is, you made a motion, second, so Rick made the motion, Mel seconded the motion, meet at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock over there. Then actually you should come back here 4:45 to 5:45 for a workshop. Then we got the public hearing, then we got the regular board meeting. So mark your calendar that day for 3 o'clock on.
Are you walking the Sullivan side too?
No, I didn't think,
I don't know, what do you guys, wanna walk Sullivan side or just that side?
I don't know, there's a beautiful sunrise at 6:30 though, if you guys wanna get up and walk it then.
3 o'clock.